Hey guys, I know a few of you have been wondering where I've been and what's going on. I'm actually in Colorado right now, in the U.S. Um, this video, though, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Ecuador. I was only there for just a little less than 5 weeks, and at first I really didn't like it, but after being there a while, I kind of started getting used to it, realizing that what I didn't like was my fault. uh, I was supposed to have a friend that was there, and oh, a month before I arrived, he went back to the United States because he had a VA. He had health benefits through the VA, so he went back there because um, the medical is supposed to be really good in Ecuador. Luckily, I didn't have to try it out, but everything I've heard is really good, first rate care, and it's cheap. So. Um, Anyway, that's it. I had to come back to the States. I needed to get some stuff done. When I left, I thought I had everything ducks in a row and all, 3.5 years ago, and whatever time frame that was. But um, some things happened, and when I went, I had finite amount of funds to live on, and uh, let's just say the big brother ended up not my brother's, anyway, you know what I mean. The government, the IRS, ended up taking almost all the money out of my checking account. The issue was that whenever I did get a correspondence from the IRS, as you know, they only mail stuff. That's all they do. They don't call you and they don't email you. They only mail you physical snail mail. Well, snail mail is a nice way of putting it when it comes to Philippines because there really is no mail service. I got a letter from the IRS they sent October like 1st, and on it said I had 30 days to respond. Well, that letter arrived to me in the Philippines like March of the next year, so 6 months is how long it took to get there. So that 30-day window they gave me was a didn't work. So anyway, my bank account got everything taken out of, trying to get things done back and forth with 13 hours different time zone, trying to talk to anybody at the IRS. I don't know if you've ever tried that. They're not user friendly. Um, so, um, so I had to come back to the U.S. anyway. My 3 years was up in the Philippines for my tourist visa. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna come back, reopen checking accounts, phone number, address, all the things you need when you try to do anything in the Philippines. In the United States, they want you to verify it. Well, not having a U.S. or Canadian phone number, I couldn't verify anything. So all that to say, that's why I'm here in the U.S. Just trying to take care of some stuff. So anyway, I wanted to go over the things that what it cost me to stay in Ecuador for uh, the month I was there. Um, I was lucky enough to be able to get a super nice apartment that I rented from a friend that she never met her, just Facebook friends. But she was in drawing a blank, Istanbul and Bulgaria or someplace I don't know. But she was gone, so she let me rent her apartment. It was an expensive apartment by my standards. It was twice as expensive as the apartment I had in the Philippines in Valencia. Uh, this apartment was 3 bedrooms though, 2 bathrooms. It had a washer and dryer and a utility sink. It had 2 balconies. One was smaller on one side of the house, walked out of a bedroom, and the other one was off the kitchen, and it was big. It was, I'm gonna guess, like 14 by 20 feet. She had a table and chairs at one side, and a whole bench and couch, and another table at the other end, and it wasn't crowded. Anyway, I'm saying a very nice place, completely furnished, and elevator, everything. So that was $500 a month, 500 USD. Then there was something called Aliquida probably. They used there, and it's kind of like an HOA fee, but what it does is it paid electricity and water and them to, I guess, keep the place clean and everything. But it was $115, and that can fluctuate depending on how much electricity you use. So total for rent and the Aliquida was $615. Keep that in mind. Okay, groceries. I probably spent a little more than this because sometimes when I go to Mercados, it was dollar or two or $3, and I may have forgot to put that on my app to keep track of. But I spent $140 on groceries. I went to a Corral store, and I went to I don't remember the name of it. Um, it was like a block and a half from where I was staying, so I walked down there to that one and did some grocery shopping there. But $140. Transportation, I spent $66 on, and that was cab rides. It's what everybody does there. They use WhatsApp, and on there you can push your location when you get a cab. Or for me, I just went outside and waved one down. That was the easiest way for me. I just flagged one down. But altogether for the month, I spent $66 on taxis. Uh, Went out to eat a few times. $62 is what I spent on going out to dinner a few times. Um, and then I had food delivered. Pedido. I'm saying it wrong. I'm not saying it in Spanish, but Pedido ya. I think they deliver food from just about anywhere. It's kind of like in the Philippines, Food Panda and Grab. So uh, yeah, so food delivery that was $47. Uh, let's see what else did I have. Try to read my writing. Oh, $40. So let's just go on. Recreation. Oh, it was alcohol. Alcohol. $40 on alcohol for 5 weeks. um, Recreation. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go back to alcohol. If you like Jack Daniels or uh, Johnny Walker or anything that they import from the United States, super expensive. I saw a bottle, a fifth of Jack Daniels, $59.99, $60 for a fifth of Jack Daniels, and I'm pretty sure that's about 25 ish in the states. But anyway, super expensive. So if you do want to drink anything there, drink something local. What's that? Agariante is some kind of brandy, and then there was a lot of other stuff, and it could have been imported from other places. It's just the import from the United States is about 32% tax on whatever is imported there, so it's expensive. Um, let's see, recreation phone. Phone was $20. Uh, I got a Claro SIM card, which is $5 of that $20. So for the whole month, I had data and phone, text, and all that stuff for $15. So that wasn't bad. Um, and then I bought a bottle. It was about this big, not this big around. It was CBD oil, but this wasn't just CBD. This had actual THC and stuff in it, and I would rub that on the back of my neck here and stuff. And at night, I put a couple drops underneath my tongue. I slept so soundly and peacefully, and almost all night. You know, and for us old guys, sleeping all night is like a dream come true. So that. Then let's see. Oh, I took a ride from the airport in Guayaquil to Cuenca with a private driver. It was referred to me by a guy there in Cuenca. Ali is his name, and that was $120 one way, and it was because there's two roads to Cuenca from Guayaquil, and one of them had been out for months because of a landslide, so it's just gone. So it was a 5.5 hour drive to get there. Then on the way back, it was $100 because the road had opened and it was a shorter way. It was a much prettier drive though. Also, it went to a national park and stuff. It was beautiful, really beautiful. And hopefully, I have some pictures. Trying to take pictures of a moving car with the phone is uh, not the best way to present anything visual to somebody, but yeah, I tried. So you'll see that here in a little while on some videos. But so total, I spent about $1,250 uh, on all that stuff, and that's that doesn't include the plane tickets I had to buy to get to Miami to here in Colorado. Um, I tell you what, though, that was a cluster. You know what? Um, American American Airlines got me from Guayaquil to Miami, um, an hour late. My next flight, me and hundreds of other people missed. So we're going through. We had to go through customs and immigration. Immigration was fast. We were going in line for customs, and there was like 1,000 people standing in all these different lines here, all waiting to get through in customs. So we got a line, and we're going part way through, and then I say we because I'm talking to people. I just chat with strangers like that in that situation. Um, and then this lady just turns us and she said, "Here's go down this way, and then take a left and go up there and get your new tickets. For your next flight. We'll get you out of here." So we go. We're standing in line for close to an hour, and during that time, there was somebody had left a black duffel bag just sitting there, and nobody knew whose it was or anything. And this lady comes out and she goes, "Is this anybody's maleta? Maleta?" And maleta is suitcase, but that's Spanish. We were in Miami. But anyway, she just kept saying maleta and pointing to it, and nobody ever did anything and stuff. And I think finally, eventually, somebody did come and pick it up. But anyway, after all that time standing in line, we still had another 30 or 40 minutes of line standing to do to get tickets, our next ticket, and then probably a voucher. So I don't know what happened there, but I'm back. What was I say? A voucher for food and hotel. So, like I said, after all that time, some guy comes by and says, "Is anybody here going to Denver?" And I said, "Well, yeah, me and like 4 or 5 other people. I think 4 others." And so they got us all out of line. They took our luggage because they'd already had bag tags on them. And then we had to go and run down to go through TSA again. And that takes forever. I got 2 metal knees. And even if you take everything out of your pockets and runs through uh, the x-ray and everything else, I had to they had to stop the line, put something there, take me over to this other thing that you stand up in and it goes around you. I don't know, full body X-ray or something. But um, and then after I do that, then they still pat you down. And I kept telling them, I got metal knees. Use a wand. But they didn't. I digress. So well, anyway, finally got through that, and then I'm at like gate C1 or something, and I'm supposed to be at gate C31. So walk and walk and walk and walk and walk and walk, and I finally get there, and they're just gonna let people down the hallway, us people, and they print me out a new ticket and stuff, and then they have to come and unlock the door. The people on the plane have been. It's actually my flight that I missed at 9:15. Now it's like 11 o'clock. We were supposed to be in Colorado at like 11:30. So we find our seats. They said just find an empty seat because there's no assigned seats with you guys. So we do, sitting there on the airplane, waiting, 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 and we start pushing out away from the gate. The pilot taxis us out to the runway and stops, and he's sitting there, and after a little bit he comes on, and their pilot voices, this is your pilot, co-pilot, blah blah blah. um, we're gonna have to go back to the gate because our flight time is all used up pretty much. Like they're getting ready to go into overtime, I guess. I don't know. What upset us was that these guys knew that before they got on the plane. Before they got on the plane, they knew they couldn't fly. But somebody inside later, after we went inside and had to wait another couple hours to get vouchers and blah blah blah. Uh, they said the pilots do that because if they go out, taxi out the runway, they get paid more money. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what the whole stupid thing is, but it was really rude for those pilots to take us not knowing that they couldn't fly and keep people on that airplane. I wasn't on that long, but everybody else had already been on there an hour and 45 minutes. Uh, so, they just wasted 2 hours of their lives also. So we go back to the runway and we get back, and then in a couple minutes they come over to the speaker and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, this flight has been canceled. We're going to ask you to, deplane." So everybody gets up and leaves. Gets off the plane. We have to go and get in line again to get tickets or vouchers or whatever. And now it's 1 a.m. in the morning. By the time I finally talked to somebody and got a new ticket and food vouchers because it was too late. My new flight left in 5 hours at 7 a.m. and so which was like 12 hours after I landed. So we just hung around. She said, "Yeah, you can go out through down there. There's 2 places open. To the left there's Subway, and to the right there's a Dunkin' Donuts." So I go down and I look to the left, and there's 100 people standing there in line. I've already been standing for so many hours, so I thought, well, I'm going to walk down. Dunkin' Donuts should have like breakfast rolls or something, and I'll just do that. So walk all the way down there, and there's 20 people in line down there, but it was still a 30-minute wait. I get up there, go to take out my vouchers, and she says, "Oh, we don't take those here." So, so for all the inconvenience and all the BS that American Airlines put us through, they didn't do anything. I got 3 vouchers to throw away. No, I didn't get a place to stay. I didn't get any money back. I didn't get a "we're sorry, kiss my ass" or nothing from them. So I would highly, in my opinion, would not fly American Airlines. It was a bad experience all the way around. So anyway, let me get back to Ecuador. All right. Okay, so Ecuador is a beautiful country, absolutely beautiful, and I have some videos I'll show you here in a minute. Um, that's clean, super clean. Like I just came from the Philippines, and compared to the Philippines, it's like going from I don't know what, going from a farm into a hospital. I mean, it was like dust and dirt everywhere in the Philippines. I'm going back to the Philippines. I love the Philippines, but Cuenca was just clean. There's people out sweeping the streets and stuff every day. And they have these jumpsuits on. You can sell them. I think they're green now. I think they used to be another color from what I heard. And so they keep the streets super clean. And yeah, there was no dirt, nothing to be swept up. There was just, it was just beautiful. So that's a couple of good things you have going for Cuenca. Also, as you can buy about anything you want there, they had Pizza Huts and Kentucky Fried Chickens and things like that. So, if you're from another country like the Philippines, unless you live in Manila or something, you don't get those choices. So, So that was kind of nice. Plus there was Chinese places. There was a kui, kui, which is guinea pig, and I did go out and try that. Um, it's there's only about this much meat on the bones everywhere, and it's pretty greasy. Um, but they cook it the same way they cook lechon pigs, and cuenca and lechon in the Philippines is what they're called. It's just they've got a stick running through its mouth and out the other end, and turn slowly on a spit over coals. I think what gets the lechon and maybe the cuy to have a crunchy skin on it is I think what they do is they rub it in salt or something and let it dry out overnight so the skin dries. Uh, but that makes it really tasty. So anyway, um, it if you go to Cuenca, I'm just going to remind you to take some warm clothes. I came from the Philippines again. I hadn't worn long pants, but like once, and that was because it was some special occasion I went with Mercy and um, birthday, I think. Uh, yeah, I think it was a birthday. Oh, and a wedding, and I wore it to a wedding, so twice. Same way with like my tennis shoes. They're like as good as they were when I took them there. I've only worn them, two or three times, but Cuenca is much cooler. The highs are cooler than what you usually would even have your air conditioner on in the Philippines. It's the high is cooler than what you cool your house down in the Philippines. At least what I did. So warmer clothes, rain gear, and layers. Wear doing layers because I did go out in the afternoon on the deck on one of the sunny days, and I could just feel the sun. I mean, it was burning. I didn't get burnt, but it was just a weird feeling. I mean, you're up so much closer to the sun. You're at 8,000 feet, right on the equator. You can't, you're really close to the sun, so you can burn easily there. Um, Chile Day. Everybody tells you should learn Spanish before you go there, and I tried. I used that Duolingo app on my phone. We did it for X amount of time every day for like 5 months. Um, but then when you get there, just like we do, you talk much quicker in your own language. So when they talked, I just didn't. I'd pick up on a word or two, but that was about it. So, uh, but if you can learn Spanish or at least learn, you know, bathroom, groceries, um, pharmacy, the words for those, and also always say buenos dias, buenos tardes, or buenas noches before at the beginning of everything. They always greet each other with some kind of greeting instead of just talking. Instead of just getting to the point. Uh, but that's fine. Just got to remember to do that. They will appreciate it. I used Google Translate on my phone quite a bit while I was there. Uh, I could think of most of the words I wanted to say, but to get one or two, that I couldn't remember how to say it. I just type it in English and have it translated to Spanish, and then I could, go ahead and finish my sentence. Um, so anyway, it would be helpful if you can learn at least some Spanish. Um, if you're an extrovert, uh, don't mind going out to the like meetup or other places where there's going to be other expats and just talking to them. Getting to know somebody. Then going there alone is probably fine. Fine for you. Um, I think if you go with somebody, I think it'd be much better. Somebody that just to do stuff and yeah. So anyway, that's about it. There are a lot of expats there. I will, from my experience, I joined a couple of Facebook groups for expats in Cuenca, and I use my Facebook page to support who I want to support and to make fun of who I don't like in politics. And anyway, um, some of the people there, instead of just answering a question like, "Hey, where's a good place to stay when I come there?" They just they stalk your Facebook page, and then they come back and they answer stuff, mean, rude stuff, and telling you not to come there. They don't need any more, whatever. But anyway, um, that was just a few people, but the admins on those pages also uh, let a lot of things slide because their political views were also different than mine. Um, so anyway, I mean, that's fine. If you don't mind uh, trolls, if you do mind trolls and just want to live your life like me and not be, uh, not be a dick like some of the other people are, um, and they troll around on Facebook pages and stuff. You can tell it really bothers me because I did a whole video on it already. Then keep it to keep your page open. But if not, just go in there and make everything just so that your friends can see it. Don't do it public, and then it'll save you a lot of headaches, possibly. Okay, that's about it. I'm going to sign off on this part, but I will do some. I'm going to show you some videos of stuff while I was there, and you know, uh, I'll try to explain what you're seeing. So, all right, see you in a little bit. Hey guys, you can see up there at the top, that's the blue domes at this old church down here at Parque Calderón, I think it was called. You're going to see that on almost everybody's YouTube videos that go to Cuenca. This is like in El Centro. It's a pretty place. Old buildings, really nice. Um, this is the national park. When the road was closed when I first came there, I couldn't drive through here. But on the way back, the landslide had been cleared and the road was open. So it's a much quicker trip to Guayaquil from Cuenca to go this route. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, breathtakingly beautiful. Valleys, greenery. There's clouds there you could see that were, in the cloud level. There was ponds, rivers, all kinds of stuff. Just a beautiful park. And there you could see as fog, or I forget what they called it, but the clouds that you're driving in, they have a different name for it. Don't remember exactly what it was, but anyway, still just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ride. Um, this was just a big valley, like I said, um, just gorgeous, untamed land. And again, this was a park. I don't know how big it is, but it is a pretty large park. Um, so yeah, there's a river down in the valley right here. Of course, there's lots of rivers around Cuenca. I think there's 4 rivers that actually flow through Cuenca, and some of them actually flow into the Amazon. So they head, the opposite way to the east side of South America to the Atlantic Ocean. So traffic was much better this time because there's 2 routes open. Again, okay, this is back to the Parque Calderón. This is it's just beautiful, nice park benches, these tall pine trees, evergreen trees around this fountain in the middle was pretty nice area, but super clean. Again, I can't say enough about how clean it was in Cuenca. I mean, there's no trash. They go around and clean up everything all the time. These are little flower markets that show up everywhere. You can get a big bouquet of flowers for like $2 or $3. So I mean, you could do that a couple of times a week if you lived near El Centro. And this was about a block and a half, 2 blocks away from the park. Just big open area. There was gentlemen there preaching. It was a Sunday, and clothes vendors and stuff. So anyway, that's about it. Enjoy. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.